Oh man, it finally happened. Epic finally gave us a volcano! Does anyone else remember at the end of Season 5 when they brought in Kevin and everyone thought that a volcano was going to bust out of the ground, but instead we got an entire season of cube themes? I wish I didn't. Anyway, Season 7 has come to an end, and Season 8 has got big shoes to fill. So today, we are going to take a deep dive into Season 8 and see what new places we'll be dropping. With all of that out of the way, let's get right on to today's list. Number 9. Spawn Island. Kicking off today's list, we already have a pleasant little surprise, and that is the new-ish Spawn Island. To be honest, I was so used to the pure whiteness that had fallen over Spawn Island that when I loaded into a game, it took me completely by surprise to see it so much green. Spawn Island has now become one with the jungle pirate theme of Season 8, as it is now completely covered in trees and wooden pirate-inspired huts. Also, when I say that there are trees everywhere, there are trees everywhere. Like, it's pretty hard to get a good look at the whole place because there is a new tree every 10 steps. And with how many people are on the game right now, you might just have to wait a few days before you can explore this thing completely because these lobbies are filling up fast. To be completely honest, I was actually pretty surprised to see that they had changed up Spawn Island. I know they changed it for Season 7, but Season 7 was also during the actual winter time, and most other games make winter-themed changes too, and then revert it back to normal when the cold is mostly gone. I did not expect Epic to turn this into a seasonal thing, which is great because old Spawn Island was pretty meh. Just mostly flat with some boring buildings and not a whole lot to do other than play on your phone while you wait for the game to start. Now at the very least, you have got something to look at rather than 4 other players surrounding you and swinging their harvesting tools or dancing. Which is fine, but it's pretty boring. Number 8. Research Labs. With every new season comes another new reason to make Fortnite conspiracy theory videos. And this time around, Epic has given us quite a bit of fuel. We have the new mysterious research lab type buildings that can be found just behind Sunny Steps. We can drag a few plausible theories out of these, and right now the leading one is that these are sort of testing grounds that could offer us sneak previews into what is next to come into the game. There are a ton of drift boards just lying around here, and also these weird circular devices just laying on the ground. There are also tons of solar panels surrounding the place, a decently sized panel on a hill next to it. Now, are these solar panels or perhaps machines that absorb sunlight to use as power in a green and efficient manner? Oh wait. Number 7. Tomato Temple. There is a certain something that had to be moved or destroyed to make some room for a certain something else. I am quite confident you can figure out which one of these things is Tomato Temple, while the actual Tomato Temple is not technically gone. For all of our and your intents and purposes, it is quite gone. Like, the actual Tomato Man head temple thing is still there, however, it is no longer a named location and most of the previous area that was with it is gone. I think we need some Fs in the chat for this one, as Tomato Temple is another original Fortnite location that ends up biting the dust in the update. I am pretty confident that the only reason they left the temple there is due to the respect for what the game once was and the popularity of the Tomato Man. I mean, come on, who doesn't love old Tomato Man? How else are we gonna go get our pizza? It isn't like Greasy Grove is even there anymore, as the entire area is still pretty much frozen to the core. We need our fast food, man. Number 6. The new block. Everyone can now rejoice. The block did indeed stay the same, but not without change, of course. The block got a little bit of spice added to it, as now the featured creator of every week actually gets the entire location named after them, rather than just seeing it when you visit the block. This is a very much welcomed addition into the game, and it really shows that Epic cares deeply for the community. I mean, imagine if you are that winner, and every day millions of people see your name plastered on the map and go to visit your awesome creation. By the way, shout out to Hellraiser Gaming for winning this time around on Update Week. Your creation is pretty sick, and you need to keep it up. Anyway, the block also got moved around a little bit, as it was previously on the east side of the river dividing the map next to Wailing Woods, and it has now been moved to the west side where we have seen a number of previous locations, like the soccer stadium a while back. I don't think this location change will alter the block very much or how it functions, and I don't really care as long as it stays as something consistent in the game, because it's pretty fun. It's a cool little thing. Number 5. Pirate Camps. This early into Season 8 and we already have cross-map Battle Pass challenges? Sounds like Fortnite to me. At least this time around, these locations are pretty interesting. As a part of the paid Battle Pass challenges, you must visit 7 pirate camps, which are pretty much just old houses that Epic converted into these cool pirate-themed shelters. These camps seem like they were made to look like a group of pirates needed somewhere to stay, but instead of staying the night, they just stayed and set up shop. You can even still see the parts of the old house or building on some of the areas, but they are predominantly pirate now. These structures go pretty high and the loot in them is pretty meh, but the real fun time with these guys is the cannons. You can either blast explosions onto your enemies or, even better, just launch yourself. Yeah, I do not know how many other games there are where you can climb into a cannon and then launch yourself across large areas of the map without taking fall damage. Who needs launch pads now, am I right? Number 4. Hot Springs. Next we have not a named location, but one that kind of seems like it should or could be, and that is the Hot Springs. I'm pretty sure that these are technically lagoons, but due to collision with a certain other lagoon area, we are just going to call them Hot Springs for now. These can be found about northwest of Sunny Steps, and the name Hot Springs may sound like it's a spa or something, but it more looks like the scene of a criminal investigation. The research structures are set back up and the pools of water are really murky and have weird vapor arising from them. This place for sure is my bet on the next place of the map to start acting up, like zombies or something. I don't know. Number 3. Lazy Lagoon. Lazy Lagoon was probably going to be the main new point of interest for Season 8, but by now, we all know what happened to come along the way in front of it. Lazy Lagoon actually has potential to be a pretty good location in the game, as although it does have that treacherous water, they threw in some islands so that it wasn't as much of a pain in the behind. Lazy Lagoon's main attraction is the massive pirate ship in the middle of the lagoon, a ship that hoists ton of loot and more cannons than anyone can know what to do with. Like, I do not know if this will get changed, but as of now, there is a cannon lining every single firing hole on the ship. I don't even know what to do with that kind of firing power. Lazy Lagoon also has a little village on the shore to go along with it. All of these buildings are also somewhat pirate-themed, giving off a pleasant Pirates of the Caribbean vibe. Pretty cool way to start the season theme for sure. Number 2. Sunny Steps. Next up, we have one of the coolest locations in the game, Sunny Steps. Sunny Steps is modeled after the ancient Aztec architecture and pyramids, where people would go to pray and famously perform sacrifices for their gods. Sunny Steps also happens to replace one of the worst locations in the game, being Wailing Woods, and it was about damn time. Wailing Woods sucked. Only good thing about it was that it was an original location, and even then, no one cared. Sunny Steps has good loot and looks cool, so that is good enough for me. Number 1. The Volcano. Yeah, you all saw this placing coming. Epic really did not have to give this to us, but they did, and we need to be eternally grateful. This volcano is absolutely massive, and is just as cool as you can make a volcano. It has vents surrounding it so that players can get in through the top. It has a river of lava just flowing out of it, with little islands in between so players can still get through. Inside of the volcano is as cool as it gets. Figuratively speaking, of course, as it is entirely surrounded with lava, excluding a piece of land that includes a throne with a lava fall backset and a pair of dragon eggs on opposite sides. They obviously really put a lot of work into this, and the payoff is absolutely phenomenal. So Epic can go ahead and pat themselves on the back for this one. It's pretty cool. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more gaming-related content. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on the next one.